So here's what sales professionals do when a prospect doesn't respond to the first outreach. They try once more, maybe twice. Then they move on and they tell themselves the prospect is busy or just they're not interested. But the data says something completely different. Most decision makers who don't respond to the first touch or the second or the third, or the seventh, those producers who book the most appointments are not the most talented ones. And I've said this to you before. They are the ones that are the most persistent, knowing that it could take 12 to 14 touches before that prospect finally decides to respond to you. But persistence without a system is really nothing more than harassment. And so for today's challenge, I'm going to show you the system that makes persistence feel professional. Again, most producers quit after 2 touches. If you want to separate yourself from the competition, you're going to have to do more than that, because that's where the conversation really begins to start. Okay, so let's talk about why this 1440 works. 14 touches, 40 days, 6 or more channels. We're going to go at it. The 1440, it's named for the 14 touches in 40 days. It's also named for the fact that we've got 1,440 minutes in every single day. You can check me on that. Every single day, you have 1,440 minutes. That number is never going to change. The question is, what are you going to choose to do with 1,440 minutes in a day? 14 touches, 40 days, 6 channels, that's the framework you're going to follow. The reason it works, it's actually really simple. Decision makers, they are busy. Their attention lives in multiple places at once, and trust me when I tell you, they are not waking up in the morning thinking about you. A channel approach is a single point of failure. If you're only calling, you're invisible to people that are only checking email. If you're only on LinkedIn, you're invisible to people that never exist there. The 1440 is designed to meet people where they are at. And sometimes people will say to me, producers specifically, oh my gosh, that's just overwhelm. That's harassment, 14 touches in 40 days. I get that. It feels like too much, like you're being annoying. But I want to tell you something. The difference between persistence and harassment is value. If every touch that you send delivers something useful or advances the conversation in a real way, you're not being annoying. You are being diligent. You are showing that decision maker that you mean business. The producer who sends 14 thoughtless emails is harassing, but the producer who sends 14 value-driven, channel-varied, well-timed touches, they're building a relationship, and trust me when I tell you, you are proving it to that decision maker before you ever talk to them. So there's 4 phases to the 1440, and each one of those is really important. The first one is awareness. That's days 1 through 10. Your goal here is to establish some presence with the prospect. You're not pitching, you're introducing yourself, and you're delivering value to them. Let them know you exist. Let them know that you have something worth paying attention to. Phase 2, this is about interest. This is days 11 through 22. Now you start to build some real credibility. You're sharing results. You're referencing relevant programs that you have that can solve problems that they face. Create curiosity about what is working and what it looks like to work with you. Phase 3 is consideration. This is days 22 through 33. This is about deepening relevance. This is about getting more specific on their situation and your solution. This is where you start connecting the dots a lot more specifically and directly. In phase 4, this is the commitment phase. This is days 34 through 40. This is about having direct asks, providing clear outcomes, and define next steps. By now, you should have earned the right to be direct, so use it. Okay. 6 channels. Now, some of you may say, well, I don't have access to all of those, or all of those aren't relevant to me. And I just want to tell you up front, that's okay, but just follow along and don't avoid the ones that are hard. So, phone call. This is about being direct. This is about being personal. This is about separating yourself at a time when everybody is automating everything. A well-timed call will definitely stand out. Second point of contact, second channel is email. This is obviously scalable. This is documentable. This is traceable and trackable. And it is effective when your messaging is tight and it's specific. LinkedIn. This one is the talk of the town, or any social platform for that matter. Oftentimes, it's leveraged because it feels easy, but really, if you do it right, it builds visibility, it establishes authority, and it lets prospects find you between the touches. Text. This one is a dangerous game to play, but for the right types of targets, this one is money. This is reserved for warmer conversations. I would say that you shouldn't be using text early on in your outreach. Leave it for later in the sequence. Direct mail. This is rarely used, which is exactly why this one works so freaking well. A physical piece in a world of digital noise gets noticed in ways that digital noise never will. And finally, in person. Events, associations, chance encounters, drop-ins in their office. When your target has a presence somewhere, show up there. Again, you can't use all 6 of those channels all the time. I totally understand that, but you need at least 3 or 4 to run a multi-channel sequence. Don't choose the easy ones, choose the most effective ones, and your worksheet is going to help you do that. Okay, so let's go to the worksheet. Day 2's worksheet. This is the 1440. Part 1 of today's worksheet is about channel inventory. So before you start to build your sequence, you need to know which channels you actually have ready to use, meaning you're prepared to use them and your prospect, your target, is prepared to receive through them. Part 2 is your sequence map. You're going to assign a channel and a one-line purpose to all 14 touches. This is not the full content of each touch yet. This is just the channel and the goal from that channel. Part 3, this is going to be the most important part. You're going to write your first 3 touches in full. Real messages. Touch 1, email. Touch 2 is a voicemail script. And you say, well, what about the call script? You should know what to say if you get somebody on the phone. And touch 3 is a LinkedIn message. These should be written and ready to send before you stare at your list on day 5. Okay? Tomorrow, we're going to handle the moment that makes most producers freeze. And it's when they pick up the phone. Day 3, this is going to be your first call script. See you then. Can't wait.